So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Georgia couple has been charged with using their two adopted children to record videos. Walton County Sheriff's Office raided a home in Loganville on July 27th on reports that a man there was downloading illegal images of minors. After interviewing the suspect, who has not been identified, police stated that they learned that there was another suspect in the county who was, quote, producing homemade videos of minors and disseminating that material with at least one child who lived in the home. Around 11:30 p.m. the same night, executed a search warrant in Oxford at a home of William Dale Zuluk, age 32, and Zachary Jacob Zuluk, age 35. Walton County's Division of Family and Child Services joined deputies in responding to the home to help protect the two brothers who lived there. During their search, deputies found evidence that the pair, who were the children's adoptive fathers, were engaging in acts and documenting video of said acts. Earlier the next morning, the Zuluks were both booked at the Walton County Jail. Both men were charged with aggravated CM and S exploitation of minors and enticing a minor for indecent purposes. William Zulak was additionally charged with CM. So what I'm going to do now is replay a quick reminder of why it is that I decided to do this story and highlight this story.
So here it is, the most unpopular opinion I'll ever do. I hope you guys duet and stitch and save or whatever you need to do to this, because it's going to get down fast. If I would have understood when I was younger that fighting for my rights as a lesbian would mean allowing children to drag shows, attaching child molesters to our community, and allowing children to change their sex before they even know what their favorite color is, I would have never done it. Never.
Now, as I stated before, I wanted to showcase that story and pair it up with that video in order for people to understand specifically what it is that the woman was talking about. The woman, as she stated before, she is a lesbian. She's been a part of the LGBT community for quite some time. And she was stating that if she knew that fighting for her rights as a lesbian would have meant the things that she stated would basically take place and they would be present, that she would have never have done it from the beginning. And within that, as I stated in the previous video, you have some responses to her video by people of the community who was stating that her claims are just allegations and that they are baseless, right? That she doesn't have any statistics or numbers, anything like that. But a simple Google search or just a little bit of, looking around, you can see many stories as the example that I gave directly in front of you of things like this taking place, which is the exact same thing of which she was talking about. And the main thing that I talk about quite frequently is that whenever I happen to bring up stories, right, about the community, right, supernaturally I have the loudest voices, right, the minority, right, on the channel, the loudest voices. They want to leave paragraphs, they want to write this, that, and the third, or sometimes they'll just completely skip over a video and won't have anything to say. I'll get either one of those two responses, right? And those same individuals, from what I can see on my channel, Whenever I showcase videos like this, I never see them speaking out for kids. I never see them advocating for kids. I never see them stating that they're going to start a social media platform in order to bring awareness to this so that this problem can cease to exist. So things like this don't take place. I never see any of these things take place. Never see people of from the community who want to be the loudest voices. I never see them stating that. And I never see the supporters of those who are in that community coming out and doing the exact same thing. But yet me, just a simple, average, everyday black guy that is just a talking head on this YouTube space. I use my time, my energy, and my platform to do my best to educate people in a sense and to uh, let people know of the things that are going on that they might not necessarily know about because people have 9 to 5 jobs. Some people have 72 or 78 hour, work weeks or, different things like that. They have a variety of things of which they have to deal with, right? They can't sit up there and spend every waking moment like I do looking at a variety of stories from all over the world. Right, they can't engage with the content and engage in conversations like that every single waking moment. So that part I understand. But to the other people, like I stated before, the supporters of those in the community and those specifically, especially in the community, why is it that you guys stay so silent on this topic? You want to make it seem as though it does not exist when realistically it does. And then when you have one of your own coming out and basically speaking and telling you what it is and letting the world know what it is, you want to, in a sense, try to condemn, demonize, right? You want to try to brush that directly under the rug. But then when it comes to other issues, when it's dealing with people who have nothing to do with your community, magically you have all the opinions in the world. Magically, you can tell people wrong from right and you can direct them and tell them specifically what to do. But when you have people in your own community doing things like this, of what I highlighted in the story, you guys are completely silent. Why is it that I don't see this directly on the YouTube front page by some of the main popular YouTubers that are from that community? They do a whole bunch of makeup tutorials and all this other type of stuff, right? All the fun stuff that people like to gather in and watch, right? They like to do all of that, right? Makeup hauls and clothing hauls and all that great stuff, right? But yet when it deals with serious topics like this, you don't see them highlighting that. You don't see them trying to bring that to their subscriber base that might have about 50 million people. You don't see them trying to highlight these serious topics. They're trying to keep people in one mental frame where they don't really have to think. It's more so just look and laugh and buy some products. But yet you have problems and issues like this that are able to persist because you have people in that community that refuse to take acceptance and that refuse to acknowledge that this is an actual thing. Or they'll go to the lesser extent. They'll say, well, that is bad, but these are just variables. These are just anomalies. This is not the overall. And my comeback for that is that regardless on however it works, it should not be a thing. I shouldn't have to sit up here and do stories and make people aware of something that's going on that should not be going on. So I don't care if it's just one couple. I don't care if it's five. I don't care if it's 10. I don't care if it's 100 out of a million. The point is you have a problem. And just like with every cancer, it starts very small up until it grows into something that people can visibly see with the naked eye, or up until it gets to the point where it's starting to have negative effects on the human body to the point where people realize that, yo, something is wrong. And I'm saying that it shouldn't have to get to that point for people to want to correct it and actually want to do something. But like I said before, people would rather, in a sense, allow this to persist because if they showcase it, it's going to put a black eye or two or three or four directly on the community. And that's not what people want. Just like with the whole monkeypox thing, is putting, in a sense, a black eye, directly on that community. And it's to the point where, as I showcased in a video dealing with that, you had a individual that decided to say, well, it's not as bad as this and it's not as worse as that. But that's not the point. You have a way in order to circumvent the issue to make sure that it doesn't keep going. But you have people wanting to complain both about the issue and how to circumvent it, and then they want to complain about having to take time out of their day to wait in line in order to get something to help protect them. So like I said, this showcases a problem just within that. So then you can take that and put it onto a topic like this and see how much worse it is. If people are just having an issue with something that's dealing with health, think of how much worse it really is when you're dealing with and talking about and highlighting an issue such as this that is being kept hidden, that is getting pushed under the rug, that the normal mainstream media, they're not doing videos and story after story after story letting people know. But like I said, I'm just your average friendly neighborhood black guy trying to make people aware of the things that's taking place so that they can be fixed and so that they will no longer exist.